Vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never weakness. Brené Brown. Mental health is surrounded by a stigma in today's society. If you struggle mentally, you're weak, or you're faking for attention, or you're spoiled. The first thing most people do when they feel they are experiencing a mental health crisis is bottle it up in fear that they'll have to hear these things. They fear that they'll be seen as weak or as a faker. Oftentimes, these bottled up emotions only fester and worsen. They don't go away on their own. I hope to give you all an idea on why keeping up with your mental health is so important. The real question is, what is mental health? Well, the CDC defines mental health as involving emotional, psychological, and social well-being, meaning it affects how we think, act, and feel. A mental illness is a chronic illness that oftentimes will produce periods of feeling low, usually referred to as a bad day. While mental illnesses produce many bad days, they are broken down by good days when the person who has this illness is happier and can function well in the day-to-day. Mental health is not the same thing as mental illness. There are differences in diagnoses. For example, to be diagnosed with depression or anxiety is to have poor mental health. To be diagnosed with things like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, that's to have a mental illness. Keeping up with your mental health is incredibly important because you have a better overall quality of life. You're happier, you feel more free, and having good mental health can save you from a lot of things later in life, like having a major health problem. Yes, poor mental health can lead you towards having actual chronic illnesses. Did you know you can really die of a broken heart? You may not always struggle, and sometimes leaving these feelings alone can make them disappear, but it depends on you, your body, and your environment. 1 in 5 Americans will experience episodes of bad mental health, and 1 in 25 will be diagnosed with mental illness. What causes these ratios to be so high, though? Well, any one person can have any one background and personal history. Anyone can suffer from traumas at any time in their life, and even medical conditions that somebody already has can bring on or worsen someone's mental health. Professors will say that genetics is the number one reason that you are you, and that's very true. Mental illness and mental health traits can be passed down from parent to child, or it can skip a generation and go on from grandparent to child. Drugs and alcohol can bring out mental health problems too, and they can form addictions as well. Your mental health is a very important part of your overall health, and there are many ways to combat these problems as they rear their ugly faces. Ways for students in school to receive the help they need for their mental health include reaching out to friends and family. College students, for some of them, they'll move from different states to live on campus. This causes real stress on the student's mind and body, and is noted as a major trigger for many types of mental health problems to come into play. Reaching out to friends and family can relax the student as they are talking to people who they know and love. Keeping yourself occupied but not overbooked is another way to fight poor mental health. Overworking yourself can increase stress, but finding time to do a hobby of yours is a great way to get some good R&R. Taking care of your body by eating right, staying active, and sleeping well is another way to increase your mental health. Not just your mental status, your overall health. Finally, reaching out when you need it and not being afraid of being judged will bring you to feel better in the end. It's okay to ask for help. Even if you're embarrassed, even if you're unsure the person will really be able to help you, just talking about it will lessen the effects your troubles have on you. Whether it's an "I don't feel well today" text, or to visit your school counselor and talk about what's made you so upset, just getting it off your chest will make you feel seen, heard, and better. You always find the help you need if you know where to look, and even if you don't, asking will always lead you to someone who does. Being mentally unwell can lead to even more stress in your life, and that can really affect your physical health in detrimental ways. Even if you're unsure of yourself or unsure if others can help you, reach out if you're struggling. Nobody should have to fight alone.